Hey guys, and welcome back to another YouTube video. In this video, I'll be going through the Melbourne vs Fremantle game, and because I have wasted time, it will probably be a quick review as I actually have to get it up on the channel, so I'm hoping not to make this longer than about 10 minutes or so. But I really don't want to actually talk through this game, as it was a horrific game to watch because Melbourne just decided to not bother turning up. Fremantle had 31 shots to 14, and I think it was something like after the 5-minute mark of the first quarter, to about the 20-minute mark of the third quarter, it was like a 90-13 run that Fremantle were on. And yeah, it was just so poor from Melbourne. They were up 13-zip, and then they've lost this game by, 92 points. And I think they also kicked the last goal or two of this game. So I'm just in utter shock, to be honest with you. Let me just bring up the stats here. In the last quarter, it was 4 goals 2 to 2 goals 2. Sorry, 2 goals 3. So they lost the last quarter by 11 points and still lost the game by 92. And that involved kicking, I believe, the last, 8 points of the game as well. So, yeah, it was a 141 to, 141 to 28 point run that Fremantle went on. That's how dumb it was, I believe. Let me just double check that for you guys. That would have been what it was. So yeah, it was just shocking, to be honest, to watch this game and just watch Fremantle just obliterate Melbourne. After Melbourne got away pretty much the first 2 kicks, they had like 6 kicks in the game, and they were all, I think out of their first 6 kicks or something, there was 2 goals. It was so quick, and then it just snapped like that, and Fremantle were in the lead. So anyway, before we jump into this video, as I need to make a quick remember to like and subscribe, turn the notification bell on so you know when I upload, and let's get into this video. Gorn 122, he was tracking, he had a huge last quarter, I think. Huge second half, 71, yeah, that's what it was. As he was on 51 at half time, he was tracking towards that 105, and I said 100 to 120 to some people that were sort of hoping that he'd go well, half time, and I was just like, yeah, that seems about right. He did go 122, which was a little bit annoying. He did have 2 tackles at the end, and you can see here in the last 3 minutes of the game, he scored 17 points very quickly just to go bang, bang, bang and get upwards. So that was a little bit annoying that he did do that, 1-2-2. So he beat out the safety of Nick Dacos by 12 points, but I didn't know how we'd fare against a double ruck, and I think that is logical to not try and go for Gorn in a double ruck scenario. Petrarca 103, thought he was all right. I mean, he didn't do anything spectacular. Did kick a goal, but I mean, the game was dead by then. Even dead at 3 minutes into the third quarter. So I believe it was like 70-30 at that point. And yeah, just mark here. What's that? I think he ended up with about 7 marks, I want to just say. Let me just check that. Petrarca here, yeah, 7 marks, 3 tackles, 26 touches and a goal. So pretty just what you would expect from Petrarca type of game. Viney 100, Salem 88, so this is why Salem I don't think was too much. I think he was that classic case that we get all the time of a guy that has a good 3-week span, and then you go jump on them, or a 2-week span, you go jump on them, and then they have these type of games 80s, and then those 80s also turn into some 70 games like Soligo, to an extent Caldwell, to also an extent Oliver as well. Oliver, I did go for him just because I thought also the historical backing. You have guys like also McRae that a lot of people went for. Who else? There's so many other guys that have done this where they have a 3-game span and then you jump on them, or even 2-game span, you jump on them and then they start to fail. Langdon Bowie, so Oliver 86, he just is not, I don't know whether it's the limited preseason that caused this, but he's just not hitting his straps. So yeah, he's one that I'm going to try and jump off of next week. Langdon Bowie, Neil Bullen, Rivers, McVie, May, McDonald, Chandler, Thomason, Sparrow, Fritsch, McAdam, Boyweeden, Pickett, Windsor. Windsor 35, this just shows how rookies and then also wingers can have really, really rookie wall type games. Where they just do not find the footy, and that was basically Windsor, especially after the start that he had. He was on 7 very, very quickly, involved in a lot of those work for the first couple goals, and then just did nothing for the rest of the game, basically. Had a couple of tackles, but that was about it. Even 1 tackle was taken away, yeah, so he just did nothing. Petty is literally so bad as a forward. Hunter and then Turner, and then you got Jordan Clark 151. He is one that is just turning heads at the moment. I said, I don't think Jordan Clark's going to work. Well, no, he is going to be a top 6 defender just because of the way that they chip it around at the back. He is going to get, I think he had something like 15 marks. He could average 9-10 marks in the year. And 9 or 10 marks, that is 30 points right there just from that. He's going to get a lot of just kicks as well. A lot of just handballs because he just stays out the back with Luke Ryan, and not having these two has basically burnt my season in almost both formats. Luke Ryan 142, he was pretty good as well, 51 in the last quarter. So those two combined for 107 in the last quarter. It was just ridiculous. They were just kicking it back and forth to one another, and probably rightfully so because Melbourne was so bad. So yeah, 142 for him, pretty decent. O'Meara 115. 30, 33, 19, 33, pretty consistent throughout the game. And yeah, it's just sort of surprising. I wouldn't be going for him anyway, just because he's averaging like 50 or 60 for a reason. He's also a sub-risk, and he's, 32, 33, so he could easily get injured. Hayden Young, 108, he's been pretty consistent. I mean, he even had a 1 point last quarter, and he still got to a 108. So yeah, it did turn off in the last quarter, but done his job there. 108 is good enough for the defender line. Sarong 106, he did pretty consistent throughout the day, but a lot of his points were in red time here. You can see this. In the second quarter, he had, 19 points in red time, as well as 11 points, so 30 points, 37, and 37, 41, 43, 46 of his 106 were scored in red time. I mean, that sort of equates to what red time should be, which is about a third. But 46 out of 106 is a little bit more than a third. So yeah, he just scored a lot of his points in red time, and I guess that's how it goes. He did also kick a wonder goal to get there. And yeah, that last quarter of a 29 on about 6 inputs is pretty substantial, to be honest with you. Got a hold on the ball, free kick, another free kick as well for 4 points, another kick, almost kick mark type style to get 9 quick points there. So yeah, he just racks it up very, very quickly in spurts. Swiskowski 106, and he did most of that work in the third quarter with a 42. So he was good. Tracy 102. Jackson 100 as a key forward. He kicked 3 goals too. Could have easily had 5 goals. That's how dominant he was. And honestly was sort of unlucky that his Supercoach split was only like a 91 or whatever. Brayshaw 96, Chapman 91, Walters 584. 5 I didn't really notice, and he still got to an 84, which just shows how good he was playing. Sharp 80, Darcy 79, Amos Banfield, Frederick Pierce, Aish Walker. Aish actually down in 57 is a little bit surprising, so that probably means that he's probably going to take some points off Ryan and Clark next week and get himself back to an 80 or 90. Draper, Sturt, and then Draper must have done nothing in the second half. Yeah, pretty much nothing. And then Wagner came on for Frederick and scored a 44 in basically the last quarter. So that is the video there, trying to keep it short and sweet with this game as there wasn't much to go through. And it's also already the Tuesday that this is being recorded on. So I've sort of forgotten about this game, to be honest with you. But yeah, that is the video, and I'll see you guys in the last recording of the round, which was, I don't even know which game it was. I've lost track of this round. Let me just quickly go to it. The last game of the round was the Gold Coast versus Essendon game, and I'll see you guys in that recap. Bye, guys.